Alright, what's up, YouTube fam? I got something different for you today. This is kind of a one off video, okay? It's only because it's just a miraculous thing has happened recently. I have no other words but to describe. It's just to say if I ever went out and bought DVDs and watched them and gotten a second one in a row that was like really good. First off, to get a movie that is really good is a shot in the dark, to say the least. But to buy four in a row, okay, let me set up the premise of this. And the reason why I'm doing this, I'm not going to try to make this a very long video, so these are going to be really short reviews, but I'm just going to tell you that these movies were really awesome, or else I wouldn't be doing this video right now. I'm in Louisiana, okay? I think we all know that by now. We got a lot of snow coming in, a whole week's worth, and that is very uncommon for Louisiana. In fact, I don't remember it being quite like that ever in my life. Now, you get ice mostly down here, but the snow is it's a revelation. All right. So we're going out and we're buying movies and getting things kind of set up because, you know, we're hoping we don't lose power here in the city or in the country where the house is. So we're going to kind of stock up. Even though I've got umpteen movies, I'm an avid movie collector. I've got a lot of DVDs. Okay, I'm not going to get into that right now. But I just wanted something new, and just wanted to see what's out there on the market. So I went out and I bought a handful of movies, and so far the first four that I've watched, in 4 consecutive nights and as many nights, they're awesome. I can't get over it because I'm very critical about movies, and I can be a little anal, for lack of better terms, sometimes when it comes to the enjoyment because I'm so critical. But sometimes I'm just a kid at heart. Just depends on my mood. But these were just on their own merits really wonderful movies. So here before me, I have none other than, we'll start off with Let Him Go with Diane Lane and Kevin Costner. I love this movie. This is one I can tell already that I can watch over and over again. Now it has a little I wouldn't go macabre. I wouldn't think it would even be in the horror genre. It is more of and then not even an action adventure, but it's more of a trying a love story ish, but it's goth. It gets in a gothic era, and it's based in was it mid America, mid 50s, I believe it was, somewhere in that range. I think there's a span of several years in it, but to say the least, this movie was filmed amazingly, and it was very simple. They didn't use a whole lot of special effects. They did it like they used to make movies, and it's just wonderful. The cinematography is wonderful. I can't say enough about this movie, but you go out and watch it yourself. Like I said, I can talk and talk and talk all day about things, but I'm not going to do a spoiler alert on this one. I'm not going to give spoilers, all right? And I'm not going to give spoilers on any of these. I'm just going to tell you, these 4 right now, and I got other ones. I may come back on a later date and say, hey, I got to add something to this. But as for right now, let's proceed. Okay, the next one is The Right One. Okay, not really any actors in this movie did I recognize until I went on IMDb and started looking up some of their past history. Okay, so when it comes to this young lady right here, Cleopatra Coleman, she stole the show. She was phenomenal. I can see her going, even though she's already in her 30s and stuff like that, she is just a wonderful actress. So I looked her up and looked at her past history of movies she'd done, and I was very surprised. I was like, oh yeah, I do remember her in the Step Up Revolution and stuff like that. But an absolute charm of a movie, and it's not just a comedy. It'll grab your heartstrings. Trust me. Okay, moving on. GreenLand. They did a great job on it. And some of it got a little bit, but they didn't lose track. It's not like normal Armageddon and stuff like that, which I love Armageddon, I love movies like that. But sometimes they get a little out there and they start getting into the business of it, and then they just kind of like, we're just going to throw all our, yeah, we're going to throw it all in there. But, and I'm not just saying this because of Gerard Butler, and I've worked with him on Olympus Has Fallen. Of course, I was just an extra. I met him, and I thought he was a great guy, okay? But this is just a wonderful movie. Again, get the tissues ready. It'll grab the heartstrings. I promise you, you will enjoy this movie, okay? There's a few things in there you're like, oh, come on, man. That was just a little bit, you're getting a little too lucky here. But they didn't lose their track, okay? Definitely love it. All right, last but certainly not least, Freaky. Now, I don't remember her in any movies, and I totally forgot to look her up on IMDb, but I think that I've seen her before because she looks slightly familiar. But of course, everybody knows Vince Vaughn. But this was a really good movie, and I'm not going to say hardly very much about it because there's just too much to be a spoiler alert about it. But I'm going to tell you right now, this was a very, very entertaining movie. But that is just a little of what I wanted to come on and tell you today. And without wasting much more of your time, I'm going to say, all right, y'all.